we'll talk about the underhooks. Here's one way that I get out a lot real quick, and I'm kind of like skipping ahead. Everybody knows the conventional underhook escape, right? Once you get out there. So, okay, so it works really well again, you know. I do my Superman, and boom, he goes here, I get my elbow in, I'm foot here. Works really great a lot of times, especially when guys go ahead and they don't keep their hand tight on my rib cage. The minute I feel no pressure on my rib cage, usually that means a punch is coming, but that also means that you're not holding me down. I'm immediately coming up to my elbow. There's no reason for me to stay on my rib cage from here. So the minute you're not holding me down anymore, it's here. See how that works? This is my traditional, more, elbow escape. I usually go ahead and once I go here, I just start working down towards the butt. I fold my knee underneath, and I just start, I'm going here. I'm in a good position here. See how I'm at an angle? This allows me to go ahead and I can come up on a single. I can stand up a lot easier from here if I need to stand up. I can just go up high, like on the back here. Usually when I do a stand up, I just transition to this trap, and we're fighting here. Then usually we end up both standing up, and I just try to cover the person's head. So when we stand up, the minute his hand comes up, I can knee him. I just have to wait for the hand to remove. And if he keeps his hand down because he's smart, he knows that I can knee him, then I just go ahead and I'm going to push both my hands just like this. I'm just going to trap his hip, trap his hand. I'm just going to drive over the top and lock him. And now I'm in a good position again. He's in a bad one. So I'm just kind of showing the crash course on that stuff. Does everybody see how the underhook works? The underhook works because I'm trying to get an angle. The angle's easy to get because you're giving me space. A lot of people try to get underhooks from here. Now, this is hard. Even though I've seen guys get underhook and they go, hey, coach, why is it not working? I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, you got an underhook, but you don't have an underhook. Your body's not involved in here. You're still flat on your back, and now you're going, you're doing all this stuff, trying to do this. And all my opponent has to do is just keep his elbow tight to his ribs, and I have nothing, right? You guys see why? But if I use my body now, I'm in here, I pull my hips out because I'm not trapping myself with my inside leg. See, if I get myself trapped, like I did when I fought Brock, that's a good example on how important this detail is. Here I'm a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and it took me until a year and a half ago, like last July, to figure out that this was stupid. You know what I mean? And I paid the price for it. So, I'm trying to show you guys the lesson that I learned on it, right? My hips are this way, look what I can do now. You know what I mean? Elbow, elbow, elbow. And now he's having a much difficult time holding me down because I'm at an angle. Now look how my underhook slept into where my elbow's coming in now. Now I can come up high underhook, low underhook. Usually I don't go too much across the back because this gets in a lot of leverage. He whizzes hard. You know what I mean? It can be heavy on my arm. I like to come up in here because look what I've done. Watch just how that position works. If I keep my underhook on his body, see how his hand's on his chest? He has a good overhook. He's not really in a bad position. Everybody thinks that, oh, yeah, the underhook. He has a better position than I do because of where my hand is. But as I'm coming up, I do this. Look how his hand, look at his shoulder. Just look at the physics of where his arm is at. By me coming up and grabbing here, his elbow's pointing up at the sky. You don't have a good wizard there, right? Much worse wizard. Now this is much easier for me to stand up. Now, because my hips are moving, I got an angle, I go ahead and pull out. Look at that. Now when we go to stand up, he's in trouble. My foot's already behind his. I can easily do a kick up to a single. I end up doing the press for the knees. I control his head. I can go right for a guillotine. I can do the push towards the full Nelson. But the reason why it's working though, see how I'm using my body.